check me how, make me say I'll tell you right now. Can't rub me out. Listen, wanna play the eraser? You're not Arnold Schwarzenegger, nor Terminator. I'm one greater, less than the creator, still call me king. When my mind's on it, can become anything. Reigns domain, my subject, the song I sing. Sing along with me, Bobby and Whitney. We belong together, I die, you're coming with me. I ain't selfish, everyone can get some. But what's at stake? We'll leave that plate well done. Can run but can't hide, not safe when you slide.
Hit it, moms, top of the world. Where's movie is that from?
What movie is that from? Juice?
Juice.
That is episode, part 2, right?
Chapter 2. You going to chapters because it's gonna be like everybody always say part 1, part 2, and everything. Volume 1, volume 2. You know what? I'm doing chapters. Challz, this is what we're gonna talk about. All right. On our show prior, we had Val who came on there and talked about credit. She's gonna come back. She was talking about how to get your credit right. Then we had Troy Scott on the show, and he was talking about real estate. Then he started talking about life insurance and stuff. Now, one of the reasons why, again, I wanted to sit down and talk with you is because you talked about how off of music, your promotion and everything, you was able to parlay that, because I'm big on telling people about parlaying. You was able to parlay that into a business where you have a massage business now that's doing wonderful, great facility. And I want the people to hear how you was able to do that. And again, how important was the friendships to get that done, because I know this is you and your wife's business, correct? So that's when I say friendship, that's important because friendship represent relationships. That's why I keep saying friendship, because it doesn't mean you have to be involved with a person sexually or married to this person to have a relationship with this person, that you trust this person to be able to trust them with your money. So if you really wanted to get freaky, baby, you actually having sex with your money, because you're involved in things that you really love and you actually don't want to get hurt in the process of loving. So I want you to be able to explain that, because me, I'm going to explain something different. I'm an investor. I invest, like, I'm the type of person that I give people money to go buy property and they pay me an interest on it. And like I told you before, this costs money to do this. They gotta have the right paperwork, and they gotta lay it out how much they're gonna be giving you each month to give you back your money, because it's not like no $5,000, $10,000 deal. This is thousands of dollars. So I want to speak from that perspective, but I want Challz to speak from the perspective of what it took for him to get to his business and how it is to own a business plus have employees. The floor is yours, sir.
So I think the first thing that I have to say, it took me working under somebody first. I had to have a real job before I made my own. We both did. Me and my wife were working in corporate structure, so we had to work for other people first. You got to learn how to be an employee first, a good employee, and you got to learn what it takes to be part of a team first before you can own a business. You can't just come out 17, 18 years old and now you running a company worth $500 million. It's not that simple, because you might not know how to talk to people. You might not know how to deal with stress and pressure. So we had to work jobs for years in corporation, because she was in the sanitation business. She was working for waste management for at least 10 years, and I was in nonprofits. I worked at Butler for a little bit. I worked at American Cancer Society for a little bit. I worked at I was at Citizens Bank for a little bit in the customer service. So I did quite a few things, and worked for CVS for a little. So different places, you pick up things about how those managers maintain different things. I even worked for the airport for a while. I was a ramp supervisor for the airport for Continental. So I learned a lot about just being an employee first. So you got to learn about that first. And then once you realize, okay, you know how to be an employee, but you really want to be a boss, it's going to take a leap of faith in a way, because no one's going to just hand you a lot of money to do it. You're going to have to start small, and you're going to have to start with, most people are going to have to start with a little bit of capital. Some people get these $100,000 SBA loans. A lot of those people fail because they don't respect the money and they don't know what they're doing. I remember when we first got in it, we heard about so many people just going downtown getting those startup SBA loans. We were like, wow, how they do that? Like everybody, it seemed like we had even heard from the SBA people that it was a rush of people getting these loans, just getting $100,000, $100,000. And all of them were failing and they owed this money, and it was like, that wasn't how you really wanted to get a business, by jumping in, getting this huge loan, because a lot of people didn't understand that just because you got all this money don't mean you're going to make all this money. So you got to learn to fail in a way, and you got to learn to start small. And I know people that opened up these businesses, and the rent alone was killing them in 6 months. They was killing up that whole loan. So they would fail because the location is bad or something like that. Whereas we rented a room out, and then that wasn't working as well, so we got our own space and promoted a certain way, and we learned to take the good with the bad and use third-party marketing like Groupon and stuff. And you can build your business like that. You don't need employees until you start to generate a clientele. So we didn't even have no employees for at least a year. I think we was doing all the work to get a girl named, not a 4 years, but a girl named Jackie that used to go to school and came to work with us. And then from there, we acquired a new space. Like you said, friends, right?
Yep. Friendship.
We went on, now this necessarily wasn't a friendship, but it was you got to learn to leap into your opportunities and be ready. So I was like, the space we was in was right on, it was in walking distance, a block from our house. We had a one little room spot that wasn't even a real office. Right there next to the bakery, it's called Challz Bakery. It's a little spot there. Now it's a hair salon. But before we got it, it was a little storage area where he stored his stuff. He took everything out of there and built us a little room in there, and that was our office. I found a desk on the east side. It was on Craigslist. I ran and got the free desk. That was the front office desk. We had some fold-up chairs. So, you know what I'm saying? We opened up a business like that. So you're not gonna always have a perfect, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you're not gonna have $100,000 loan to always start your business. Sometimes you gotta go in, fold up chairs and stuff from your house. We brought stuff from the house, put it on the walls, and we made an office.
Remember what I said? You see how you said everybody was given $100,000?
Yeah.
You feel like you had more of appreciation because you had to do it from the ground up.
We didn't have $100,000, and a lot of those people we know with $100,000, 3 months later, the place was closed, so they didn't respect what they had because they didn't know what to do with it. Meanwhile, we didn't have nothing, and we using every dollar to invest back in the business. So, you know what I'm saying? You do what you can, and you know what I'm saying? Like I said, with the friendship part, it ain't necessarily the word is friendship, but the word really is relationships. You build good relationships because you can know 100 people and have 100 good relationships. That don't mean y'all friends, but y'all got a very good relationship. You know what I'm saying? So we met a guy that we had a plaza, really nice guy named Joe. His name was Joe, right? And older white gentleman in his 70s. And he had a place that was burnt out, but if you fixed it up, it was nice. And it was closed for about, I think he couldn't move that place for a year. I came along, I looked in the window, and it was a mess, and I said, this is it. This is our dream right here. I showed her, she's like,
that's where you are now?
No, the place where we work in North Providence. I looked at the window, it was smoke on the windows, everything was burnt out, but I could see the vision of it. I was like, this is it. Because we went and visited probably 10 locations looking for a spot. And then we saw that, looked in the window, and anybody else would have been like, I can't, this is crazy. I said, I'm calling today. Called him, we got to walk through. My wife was like, what are you seeing in here? I was like, listen, I see this, I see that, I see that. this is it. He said, all right, I'm gonna give it to you for this. Da, da, da. He liked us. So we built a good relationship with him easily. He was like, I'm gonna knock everything, boom, paint everything, boom. Before you know it, we had a beautiful space out of a burnt out, you know what I'm saying? It was waterlogged because they fired it. So it was a terrible location. But it was a good location because it was a big parking lot. A McDonald's is right there. You got a gym right here. This is perfect. If somebody could remodel this space, it's perfect. So we built a good rapport with him, and he was our biggest supporter. We were there for 6 years. So what happened was, you come in with a good attitude and belief in yourself, and other people gonna believe in you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what friendship and relationship. We became really good friends. He passed away about 3 years ago. I bought little Christmas balls and put them on my tree every Christmas for this older white gentleman that I never knew until he gave me that space, but he impacted my life so much that I respect him that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's about building good relationships with people. And you ain't gotta be friends, you gotta have a good relationship. Like me and Dante, we friends and we got a good relationship. Like you can have friends that you don't got a good relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like you got friends where when New Year's come around and you're like, I gotta start cutting toxic people out of my life. That might be one of your friends. Make the cut. That might be one of your friends. So that word friends is very loose because you can have friends that was good for you in high school, but not good for you in college. And they're not good for you as you're older. You start seeing that person still doing stuff that you were doing in high school, and it wasn't healthy then, and it ain't healthy now.
That's part of the level up though, because you start leveling up and you start doing things, you realize like my little brother, he's into activities that I can't get involved in because my bank account matches his activities. But they're gonna be like, how do you get your money? And they're gonna be like, nah, we don't think it's just from working. So that's why I keep my distance from him, because again, I do not want to explain how my financial structure got the way it is, because he's doing activities that got a financial structure that garners that kind of money. But I don't know his finances. I don't care to know his finances. I just know I don't want to be nowhere near him because he's not getting me jammed up. Exactly. When you get jammed up, don't mention my name.
Yeah, it is. So that's all I gotta say about that situation.
Now you see, the reason why I need y'all to hear this. He just told you how he looked. Now you gotta keep going because you gotta talk about how you got your new spot.
Oh, okay. So,
but the reason why I'm saying that you needed to hear this, he looked at a spot, smoked out, burnt out, but he had a vision. He had faith for this spot and believed that this was gonna be something awesome when other people didn't even believe, because even his own significant other said, "What do you see in this?" That's when sometimes you have to convey and be able to convert people to see the message you're giving to them. To be like, listen, I got a plan. That's what I'm saying with Challz right now as far as the get this to the next level. I was like, I got a plan.
What did I tell you when we first started the podcast? We met him doing the podcast last time. I said it. I don't think he really understood what I said. I said from day one, it's going to take a good year.
Correct.
To get this to what it's going to be. It's going to take a good year to get this looking like it look right now. It didn't look like this a year ago. If you go back, right?
Or sound.
Scroll down to a year ago on this exact channel and look at the first clash. We had green, like patio furniture. It was blurry. Actually, the very first one, we was using my phone, and yes. It was moving around. So it was we had no lighting, we had nothing, no mics. We just did it, right? And we did a lot of trial and error, but you gotta understand some stuff gonna take a year or longer to get where you need to go.
That's why friendships and relationships are very important, because if you got some people, because like here's the thing where you investing. Say if you told somebody, yo, it's gonna cost like $20,000 to get something done, and say you got 4 people and you need $5,000 for each. If everybody run out of that $5,000, what do you think they're gonna think? What do you think they're gonna say? They're gonna be like, hold up, you told us it's gonna take this, you ain't say we're gonna need any more. and they're gonna start questioning, it's gonna start doubting, and then what's gonna happen? You're gonna start feeling the burden of, like, listen, I know what I'm doing, trust me. But then you got these people like, we already did this. Why should I be trusting you anymore? And then the fact of the matter is, what people gotta understand about businesses, you're gonna lose money in the first year of business. I don't care who you are. Unless you're giving money for free, you're going to lose money because, again, you have to have a starting point. You have to make the purchases of whatever you're trying to get. Like, there's times when I made out, and like I told you with that book, I only made out because I'm using another company's ideology, their ideas. Because what they do is they print the books, and by you promoting it, which is a smart business model, by you promoting it, you making the sale. They didn't have to do anything. They making money off of your mouth.
Put 3 cents of paper together. Put 3 cents of paper into a binder and go sell it, and now they made a $20 profit.
And that's off of your work. So again, you're going to lose when it comes to business. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Brick and mortar business, especially.
So that's why, like I said, I want him to speak for that. Because again, he got a beautiful facility. But I'm hearing this for the first time myself. Just to hear that. So again, people be looking, and you know what it is? The reason why I want to have this conversation. People look at the results of a person.
Right.
They see what you're driving and everything. Like when I have my truck, they don't know what I went through to get that truck. When I was telling people I was making $11 an hour, they were like, what? But I was saving so much money that you didn't know about. Like I was working overtime and everything. I was just good with my money.
You gonna tell them about the big jars of coins?
Oh,
Dante used to have these big, the water, with the 5-gallon water.
Poland Spring.
Poland Spring water. This guy dumping coins. You gonna use them coins? He putting them all in there. And I think I'm gonna gamble and say you had at least
$7,000.
I'm surprised your floor didn't collapse.
You know that crossed my mind. I'm gonna show you what I used to do.
He had about 15 to 20 Poland Spring bottles full. I've been always saying I always respected that. I respected that because that's like most people don't think like that. And change, most people they'll just throw it away, or you know what I'm saying, to try to get rid of it some kind of way. This guy was putting these big bottles. That's like very focused. And I know you had at least 10 or 15 of them Poland Spring bottles.
I had $7,000 when I counted it myself. Wow. I rolled it myself.
See, that's patience.
I wasn't even expecting to bring that up. I'm gonna tell you how this happened. There was a girl I used to mess with, and she used to take me out for drinks, and she always used to give me $20 bills.
Okay.
And whenever I gave her back the change, she never took it back, but she always gave me 20s.
You gave her the change.
Like she'd give me a 20 to go get a drink. And when I go get her the change, she never took the change back.
She told you to keep it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she gave me another. So what I started doing, I said, every $7 that she does this, I'm going to save it.
Okay.
So it started off with $7. So I'll have 2 5s and a 1. I used to always carry a lot of money. I don't do that no more.
That's a lot of money.
Hey.
Letting you hold. Like, she ain't need it.
She did.
Okay.
She was good. So that's why my name is Dante.
WP?
No, that's why my name is Dante. Read it today. But anyway.
Lava. Go ahead.
So what happened was, I used to go around and I seen people throwing pennies and quarters away. So I used to go and pick up. What he say? I had a jar full with pennies, one with jars and
jar. That's like a container.
Nickels and dimes, and then quarters, separated. So what I used to do then, and it started, another thing how it started was my boss, I asked him for a raise, and he said, stand on the chair. There's your raise.
Oh.
And he thought that was funny.
Very disrespectful.
So, you know, see me, it's funny I had a temperament better back then than I do now, because I would have slapped them now. But back then I said, you know what? I don't need your raise. I'm going to pick up a penny a day. So I started picking up pennies a day. Then when I see people, I'll be like, hey, what you doing with that change? I'll take the dollar.
He'll harass you for your change.
Yeah, yo.
It'd be 7 cents. You gonna keep that change? You want that change?
Yeah. I was
it's like,
on
no, dude. But then you realize, like, he putting it in his jars. Then you go to his house, and you see a closet full of Poland Spring jars. I ain't talking about the jugs. I'm talking about the jar that you put on a water fountain full of change. 10 of those full of change.
I forgot all about that. So what happened?
You're lucky you got it before. What happened?
I didn't get one of them.
Oh.
Somebody got me for one of them, but yeah, I had a fire. But what happened was, I told my boss about it, another boss, because I ended up getting a better job. I ain't need that raise. I got a better job. I got paid more. Started making $17 out. But the boss was like, yo, why would you have that much money in your house? You afraid you're going to get robbed? I was like, well, ain't nobody going to my crib. But it made sense. So what I did was I went, got the papers, rolled it up, and it came to $7,000.
And you know what? People would have not even thought about it. They would have just been like, oh, that change. Nobody would have thought that you had $7,000 to change. Because they would have been came and got them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They would have grabbed it. They would have been 3 dudes running out of there with that. Could split that up 3 ways.
$7,000 change.
The bank took all that?
The bank, because I rolled it. I went multiple times.
Okay, I was going to say, you can't just come in there like that with one dropping all that.
Nah, you had to roll it up. Oh no,
Okay.
the first time they let me dump it for free, they said they only gonna pay me up to 1,000 without that.
Wow.
So that's why I dumped 1,000. As soon as I got to 1,000, then I rolled the rest. Yeah, of course. So yeah, it wasn't. We was there for it. I jammed the machine and everything. That's how much change I had.
See how crazy that is?
Cause I got rid of them pennies first. Cause I was like, let's get rid of them pennies. Cause that was like 1,000.
To count that, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I ain't counting that out.
Now think about that. He just said he had $7,000 to change. Think how long he was saving that. That ain't a year. That's not a year.
It was some time.
Bro.
I don't remember how long.
Years. That's several years of dedication and thinking like, give me that nickel, give me that quarter. You know how much dedication it takes to take a penny or a quarter or a nickel home and put that in a jar every single time you get it to get $7,000? I knew a guy that used to, when I was working at CVS, he would go around to everybody's desk and pull out the cans out of their trash.
The nickels
every day.
I used to do that in New York.
Every day. He would go, he'd come to your desk, he'd look in your trash. Oh, the Coke can, da-da-da. He would go around the whole office, the whole CVS. And when I asked him, I said, why do you get all of the recycle? Why you do that? He said, because I take my kids to Disney World on this. Every year. I save up this money, I take this recycling to the recycle, and I take my kids on a vacation with the money that I get.
You know how much money you can make for that? You know what I used to do?
I don't have
at the bodegas.
What I need to.
What's them things called when the cellars? When they used to open the cellars, right?
Yeah.
I live right next door. I used to run down there, grab their bottles, repackage them in different garbage, and resell it back to them.
What?
Yeah, I was doing. I used to do some wild things.
That's
That's another story. I'll get in that story one day. I used to do that all the time.
Right now we're discussing financial dedication, and with the pennies was what I brought up, like with the coins. That's a part of.
I forgot all about that because I don't do it no more. I do it on a different level, but I don't do it like I used to. Because I was determined and dedicated. I was gunning.
It was like a mission. It was like, yo, it's like a revenge. I'm avenging my brother's death with these pennies and coins. Like, yo, I don't know who pissed him off, but he was all on it, boy.
Nah, that's how it started. So, if friendships, that's how it started. So, you heard like how he got his business started and everything.
You said you wanted to ask me something else about that. Oh, explain the new location?
No, well, we showed how you got to
okay.
it. So, like, let's speak on having. See, one of the reasons why I don't own business is because people always tell me this is why I'm big on this conversation. I don't curse, but unless I'm angry. Boyce Watkins said something a while ago. He said that you need FU money.
Mm-hmm.
Soon as he said it, I knew what he meant. Money when you want to quit your job and you all right. That's why I started saving, because of that statement.
Okay.
Now, I still work, but that was the reason, because jobs can't tell me what to do. Like at my job, they know I don't need their overtime. I'm good. So I just go to sustain my money. Because what I do now, people, with my money, the banks got some big interest right now. They got 5.0. Go get it. See, I take my money, invest it in there, find other ways on how to save more money and add more into it and get bigger investments off it. Put it this way, I have to now report what I make off of that interest. That's how much interest I'm getting off of banks. I have to actually go see accountant and stuff to make sure I'm doing things correct because I can get audited. That's how much free money is out there, even though it's not free because they're going to tax me now So you gotta be careful how much hours you work and how much money you're making on those investments. Because even my accountant, she said, you know, you made more money this year off your job alone than you did last year. So already, she gotta do my books, she gotta do my music, because I made money off of both of those. And I don't have to report the bank interest yet because I just caught it. A nice lump. Nice. So that's what I do. I invest because I don't like dealing with people, because I don't want my life and my finances to be determined on somebody's mood, somebody awareness, somebody availability. So how do you balance that, being an employer, having employees? And I always say, how many of y'all have a friend that if you lost your job could actually hire you? That's what this is about, friendship and finances. Finances and friendship. How many of y'all got a friend that can actually hire you? I have him. I have multiple friends that own barbershops. I have friends that own businesses. Even though they know I'm good, I can go work for one of them if I choose to. All I gotta do is get the qualifications. So that's why we having this conversation. Proceed, sir.
So the question is,
You want to take? I know you want to take your shot. Here, come on.
what's this, number 3 or 4?
3.
5 ball shots make it go down smooth. Now, I think it helped me kill this bottle of 5 ball. I don't know why, in a weird way I like it, but it's gross. But
It's the cinnamon, cause I love cinnamon stuff.
But so you're asking me.
Look, see, my person just hit me up and told me, yo, I'm getting less money. Is that more? That this is real time. I'm getting hit by people telling me how much I'm getting, cause at least I don't care. But go ahead.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what the question was. So the question was.
No, employees. Your employer dealing with employees.
So this is gonna sound weird, but even as a young person, I was always able to have people, for lack of a better word, want to work with me in situations, because I'm very agreeable. Some people know how to just deal with other people. You know what I'm saying? As far as
Yeah, you are good with that. I'll give you that.
so it's like some people.
Cause I was a headache, kid. I was a headache in this life. I'm surprised that I'm still a part of the kid.
But I've learned to, everybody goes in a different kind of box, and you got to learn to deal. It's like a coach of a football team. You think a coach that got 52 players going to treat them all exactly the same way? You can't. It's impossible. You got to treat Eddie like this, Mikey like this, Tommy like this. Everybody is a different person, and you got to treat them, but it got to be fair though, right? You can't let Eddie make Eddie run laps and tell Mikey he don't got to run laps. Just sit down. Everybody got to do their job. But you don't gotta be a jerk about when you're asking people. People will do more for you when they want to, as opposed to you saying I'm gonna fire you. You know what I'm saying? I'll never scream at an employee, right? And I don't even like being called you're the boss. Like I don't even ask for that. I don't like that. We're a team at that point. Like you can't that person. You need them as much as they need you. And if you're going to be a good manager, right? They make you read these books like who stole the cheese and all these different books of managing people, how to be a better manager and things like that. And I've read them, but they didn't help me to become a better boss, in my opinion, because once I read them books, I put them out of my mind because I already know how to deal with people. I learned how to deal with people as a young age. You can't even be in these cities where I grew up and not know how to maneuver different attitudes. So you learn young how not to make people want to go against you. You want to put them on your side, right? So that's the first thing you need to do as a manager, as a boss, as an owner of anything. You gotta make people feel comfortable that you're on their side and they're working with you, not for you. You know what I'm saying? So when I see these people, when I was younger, I would get these jobs and I would see a person in the same job acting like a jerk because he got promoted or whatever. So he feel like, now I'm gonna show who the boss around here. He got his chest out and he's yelling at people and he's cursing people. And that dude's a jerk, right? Yeah. And most likely, he's gonna not be there much longer, one way or another, right? And if he does somehow maintain the job, so I'm gonna tell you on Silver Lake, I don't care who run that place right now. But when I first came to Rhode Island, I took a job in Silver Lake. I think it's called Silver Lake Pizzeria, right?
Silver Lake Pizza?
Something like that. Silver Lake something pizza something. I don't know what it is. It's no disrespect to them. I don't even think they own that place. But it was two guys that was running that place. They seemed like they were young. They seemed like they were just out of college, and they took the business over. And one was mad cool, and the other one, I've never seen somebody so rude to people in my life. He was screaming on everybody. I lasted that job, I think I want to say 3 days. I came from DC. Like, this city is real. Like, when I come here and I'm trying to I'm just trying to work. I was trying to be a delivery driver. So I didn't even have to cook in there and listen to this guy all day. And so when I would come in and I would sit down and wait for the next order, he's slamming and you're dumb, you're a moron. Like, I was like, and they just sit there, turn it back and do their job. And I'm like, what's happening here? Like, I was like, oh no. And then he turned his eye on me one day and said, I think it was like day 2. And he said something. I'm like, oh, I'm out of here, bro. Like, the other guy was like, what's going on? Why are you leaving? I'm like, I don't know what this guy, he said, I know he's difficult, blah, 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 blah. I said, oh no, this guy, this ain't difficult. He really get really badly injured in here. So I'm going to leave before I let that happen. I'll leave the job. But they were staying there, and they would wait till he leave. They would talk junk about him, and I'm like, why are y'all putting up with this?
But they had no other way.
Right? Maybe they was fellas. I don't know. Maybe they didn't have no.
They had no other way. That's how most of the time it be.
But he knew. Whatever he knew, he knew.
Yep.
And he treated these people like complete dirt. And I even think he might have been a little inebriated. Like, he might have been drunk a little. But he treated these people really badly. And I see that, and I would never ever be like that, because you need them for your business. And I could tell that his partner was stressed. He was contemplating leaving that guy. Like, he couldn't deal with the guy that was working with him because the guy made it difficult for the entire staff. So it's like, as an owner, you got to understand, your job is not to come in and put these people under extreme pressure and stress. Your job is to alleviate that stress. You'll get somebody to stay with you for 5 years if they want to be there, and they can make money somewhere else. Right now, in the market right now, you can get a job anywhere. Like, working somewhere you don't want to be right now makes no sense. They're training people. What is it? Electric Boat will train you right now. I'm like a commercial. Electric Boat will train you to learn how to weld and everything right now. Off the street, they're training you a skill so you can go and work for them. So it's like, you got to treat people with respect, because they can go anywhere right now. Like, Dante just left what he was doing for how many years you were doing that job?
There was a job I was working for 9 years.
He was there for 9 years, and he up and left, right? And got this new job where he's at now, and he's been there about 2-3 years.
5, actually.
5 years, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, so you went there before the pandemic? Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you left because of the pandemic. All right.
Nah, cause like the thing with me is, like, I'm like you. If you ain't gonna respect me,
right,
I'm out. One.
I'm big on that.
Because the thing is,
I'm respecting you.
Right, I'm respecting you, but another thing is, I'm coming here to make your job easier.
Facts.
And that's one of the things to understand. Like, when it comes to me and whoever I work with, like, again, I'm going to speak on this podcast. You see, Challz could tell you how much, y'all see the equipment. We got mics, cameras, different angles and everything, lights and all that. When I
bought the seating for the podcast. The seating, everything. See? None of this was here. The stuff on the walls, all of this is for the podcast.
Right. Now, he knows the price of that. And that's what I'm saying. He spent his money. He ain't asked us for nothing. So to just go and to spread the word or be available when he tell you to be available, that shouldn't be hard. What I did was I skipped the whole process of this, and I said, yo, we're going to go in the studio and we record it because we're going to have access to the audio and all this other stuff. So it made the people...
It was smart. It was the right thing.
What made the people I was working with, it was easier for them to understand because they didn't have to spend as much money. Because we were splitting it 3 ways. So again, that investment, that relationship, that friendship got me now to just visualize right where I am right now. So again, he's saying this is the most money I have ever seen you invest in when it came to yourself.
I said that off camera.
No, but I'm saying it on camera.
No, I'm just saying they don't know.
Right.
They don't know.
Now, the reason why I'm doing that is because, again, this man has bought all the equipment, put me on his network, and made me a partner. That is huge. So as a partner, if you understand relationships, friendships, a partner normally go 50-50. So if he's not asking me for money, then the money he's not asking me for, guess what I'm doing? I am investing in it. The video you're going to see with this, now I had...
He's a lot of time and energy. And he's putting a lot of time and energy, which is more valuable than money in a lot of ways.
But I'm also taking my money and paying for videos, paying for music to bring promotion to the company. Like, he don't even know I'm working on a new shirt. He don't even know it's coming. So that's why I'm sitting up there saying, it's like, somebody shouldn't have to tell you what to do. If somebody already saying, yo, I got this covered, you should already have the other part covered without them telling you to cover that part. So I'm doing the other half. That's why when you see my videos, you see me with the promotion of the shirts, the promotion of the label, the brand, everything. Because again, it takes money to make money, people. That's the whole point of this. Because it's coming to a close. It takes money to make money. Let me tell you something about investors. That I wanted all that to be said, both episodes, to get to this point. No one's going to invest in you unless they know they're going to make money off of you. I'm going to say that again. Ain't no one going to invest in you unless they know they could make money off of you. So if they can't make money off of you, guess what? They're not investing in you. That's what it's like getting a record deal. Do you think the people that got record deals had money when they came to these labels? No. The label invested in them because they said, if I can get this person to a certain place where people gonna like this person, it could make money for me. That's why people be getting jerked. See, when I bought that album to labels, let me tell you what they said to me. He already did everything. What can we do for him? This is before everybody was getting distribution. I didn't know. Nobody knew nothing about that. I came with an album already pressed up, wrapped, and everything. Credits, all that. So when they seen it, they was just like, this is amazing. Because most people was burning CDs. Even those dudes that was selling out their trunk, they was still burning the CDs. This was like early 99, 2000s when I did this. So Challz be even saying to me, a lot of the things you do, you don't know you be doing it, but that's a smart idea. I just do it because I'm just like, I want to see what it's going to do for me. So again, every investment that I have made in my life paid off. But the friendships, now I'm going to confess in front of Challz, and I'm going to say this because he deserved this. Challz, I apologize for the times I was inconsiderate, the times I doubted, the times I walked away, the times I didn't truly appreciate you, whether it was on camera or off camera. Because there's times I'm sitting up there, there was a time when I had a conversation with somebody close to me. I said, yo, is he trying to sabotage me? Because in my mind, I'm a go-getter. I'm ready to go. And it's like that's the kid in me, the energy in me. But sometimes, as a parent can see something that you can't see. Like, yo, chill. You're about to hit a ditch. You're about to hit a wall. You're about to hit a pit. I don't want to see you hit that. And so, and even though I apologized to him, I said, you know what, I'm sorry. And the reason why I'm doing this is because one of the things, and I want everybody to know this, I want everybody that I have ever worked with, everybody I ever met to succeed in life. I really do. That's why I help them the way I do. I don't tell people business that I paid for school, but they became successful. I don't tell people business that I gave cars to, but they doing well in their life. You know why I did it? I was in a position to do it. And I was poor. And to be in a position when I gave away some nice cars, that I was able to pay for people to go to school, pay people's rent, people come to borrow money, that's a beautiful feeling. But guess what? Huh?
And it's godly.
Y'all know I believe in God, so y'all can say it. But the fact that I'm in that position to do that, excuse me, that's why I do it. That's why it was important to hear this episode. To get where I am, it took some beautiful and lovely friendships. I needed Challz to sit here because if it was not for Challz, if it was not for Fliz, I have to keep saying them too. You're going to always hear me say their names. I wouldn't be here right now. Fliz never let my voice die. And no matter what, Challz always kept my face and faith alive. That's why I have to say this. You have to take it from me. Learn to appreciate the people that's in your life, especially if they are putting money into you. Because even if somebody was like, oh, I like this dude Dante, and they take me to the next level, I can't forget him. He's the reason I'm able to propel to that level. And that's what happened to a lot of businesses and why they falter, because a lot of people forget who got them there. Don't ever bite the hand that feeds you, because you never know when you're going to get another chance to get a meal. I can end it on that, but there's a lot more to be said. But I just wanted to get y'all to understand the reason why I started off with Challz is because, again, y'all heard the music side, y'all heard the business side, and y'all see why we where we are. And again, he knows my money. How would I look like me just spending all his money and I'm not making a contribution? Something. Let me at least buy a drink. Like when we went to my video shoot, there was like drinks on Dante.
You know, it's crazy. Some people comfortable with that, letting you. And as a matter of fact, I've been in a situation where my spending wasn't enough. They needed more than what I was able to spend, and they like using that as a excuse to say you need to do more because you said you was going to be the label. Yeah. So you need to be spending even more, and I shouldn't be spending nothing. But we the same age.
That's when you need to say sayonara, because again, people, here's some quality advice I'm gonna give you. No one could devalue you unless you devalue yourself. You put these people in your life that don't have appreciation for you. I'm sitting in this man's home. That's trust. Why would I betray this man by doing anything that goes against the trust he has for me? That's why I apologize, because most people can't even. I will. Because it's not, when I'm saying things, I didn't say things to be insensitive or hateful. I was saying things because I'm a go-getter. And those that know me, especially when it comes to finances, I don't want to get it to be a boss of people. I want to get it to be able to help people. Because again, I have great finances and I sit at home doing nothing. I can go buy a new car if I want, anytime I want. But I'm not about that. But if I can help somebody else in something, all right, let's go do that. Just like I told y'all, banks got interest rates right now, 5%. It ends in 2 days. Oh, you ain't gonna be able to see this, but they had it. Today's the 6th. I forgot, y'all ain't gonna see this for a while. But they had it. But I told, you know how many people I told? I said, yo, 5%, 5%. Me and Troy
Extend it.
Me and Troy Scott was in the gym. Guess what we said? You know the big guy. Yup. I said, you know, that's how I seen him. I said, you know they got 5%. He said, yeah. He said, I got it too, yeah. So nobody can devalue you unless you devalue yourself. That's one. Two, whoever you link up with, even with churches, let me teach you something about churches real quick. If you get under a pastor, you ought to help his vision.
I want to do a video about that.
We are. You ought to help his vision. But he is to help you as well. You're not there to pay money for him to drive a Bentley and all this other stuff.
We got to talk about that Brooklyn pastor one day.
No, we're going to address, we can probably address that. We can do that next episode. I ain't got to come on with this one. But here's the thing. Whoever you with and you're invested in, don't have the ideology of saying, I'm invested in you because I'm expecting something from you. Because everybody I gave stuff to, I didn't expect nothing back. I did it because I was able to do it. That's how you get blessed. That's how you prosper. Don't have intentions behind why you're doing it. And that's why I wanted, again, this is my brother right here. Fliz is my brother. TJ's my brother. These dudes have invested in me. I'm investing in them in whatever way I can invest. And we love each other. We don't have intentions with each other. So again, what y'all going to see, this growth, is going to come from the respect, the love, and the investment that we made with our finances, people, to get where we are. Because if Challz didn't invest into these cameras, these mics, soundboard, lights, cameras, action, y'all couldn't enjoy the satisfaction. And like he said, it took a year to get here. Because I got some very great, important people coming soon. And they looking forward to this. They like, yo, I want to work with you. Business owners, investors and stuff. Why? Because they believe in what we're doing. Even though they never met Challz and never seen him, they like, Dante is a great representation of your company. And I believe in this kid, this man. Because they look at me as being young, but I'm a grown man. And I just wanted to say this and share this with y'all. Friendship and Finances, Chapter 2. We thank you very much for tuning in. We hope you learned what you needed to learn. Like, subscribe, share, but more importantly, I want to hear your comments. I want to hear what you need help with and what we can help you with. And until further notice, you got anything else to say?
Russell Simmons to say?
Thank you for coming out.
God bless you.
Good night. Salute!
My lines go overhead. My lines go overhead. My lines go overhead. My lines go overhead. He's nice, made Sandalist, colorful like the city of Los Angeles. With a flag of CL, y'all know how he be. MG, my guys, who else is around me? Deeper than blood, show love like a can be. Feel it from the belly, so you know I'm sincere. Sitting here, if the pastor thinks I'm rebelling, only God can judge me, so who are y'all telling? Plead the fifth, there's a shift, set it on paradigm. Nickel for your thoughts, the reason y'all dropping dimes. Losing line, where was he in the first place? No matter what you own, where I stand is my space. My lines go overhead. My lines go overhead. My lines go overhead. My lines go overhead. Yeah, martyr. Dante. I mean business, and y'all will all witness. Wanna check me? How? Make me say, I'll tell you right now. Can't rub me out. Listen. Wanna play the eraser? You're not Arnold Schwarzenegger, nor Terminator. I'm one greater, less than the creator, still call me king. When my mind's on it, can become anything. Reigns domain, my subject, the song I sing. Sing along with me, Bobby and Whitney. We belong together, I die, you're coming with me. I ain't selfish, everyone can get some. But what's at stake? We'll leave that plate well done. Can run but can't hide, not safe when you slide. Even if you make it home, we will collide. Do or die, Brooklyn still in them. Suicide had nothing to do with the victim. Thought it was easy for him to speak about, and found out the hard way. Can't rub me out. Nope, I mean business, and y'all will all witness. Wanna check me? How? Make me say, I'll tell you right now. Can't rub me out. I mean business, and y'all will all witness. Wanna check me? How? Make me say, I'll tell you right now. Can't rub me out. Here I come. Fee, fi, fo, fum, giant. New York's the anthem. Proud's the outcome. Won't be outdone. For those that didn't know, I explained where I'm from. Taking it worldwide to all ears, all eyes. My mouth supplies how our faces recognize. He knows his stuff. What I spit is cold. Wanna call it flim, still worth the price of gold. Put me in reverse. See how fast I move forward. Success, fourth and goal. Always go for it. Run for it. Sprinting to the finish line. Y'all can eat, yeah, after I finish mine. Wine and dine, feeding off these rapid tears. Cry me a river, did it again, Britney Spears. He hold his own, what y'all talking about? You tricked yourself, now the world won out. I mean business, and y'all will all witness. Wanna check me? How? Make me say, I'll tell you right now. Can't rub me out. I mean business, and y'all will all witness. Wanna check me? How? Make me say, I'll tell you right now. Can't rub me out. I mean business, and y'all will all witness. Wanna check me? How? Make me say, I'll tell you right now. I mean business, and y'all will all witness. Wanna check me? How? Make me say, I'll tell you right now.